Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, finally, we are taking a look at Pianoteq. It has been a long time in the waiting for Pianoteq 8 to come to iOS, and finally it is here, and let me tell you, it is amazing. Good morning and welcome to the show. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Jade. This is How to App on iOS, where every day we take a look at apps, music, creativity, interviews with amazing artists, live performances, you name it, it happens here on this channel, and I hope you are all doing well. I'd like to make a very quick welcome to our Wart Warriors, who yesterday were in for a treat, as we did our Sunday roast, which happens every couple of months for Wart Warriors. You can become a Wart Warrior by joining down below for $1 a month. And it was not for the faint-hearted. So we do a Sunday roast where you send in your songs, and me, my friend Russ, and his mum Dot, we roast your songs. And it was brutal, let me tell you that. But lots of laughs all around, and we had a great time doing it. If you are a Wart Warrior and missed it, you can go and watch it on the replay if you so desire, and do all that stuff, because it was a hoot. Okie doke. Let's say hello to the folks here in the chat, and then we'll get into, let me just move this mouse out of the way, and we'll get into today's thing. Yes, I'm sounding quite yuck. My cold or flu or whatever it is, probably COVID, I don't know, is getting worse. It is what it is. Hello, SM Borthwick and Jim Shannon and Cold Acre, Valerie Butt and La Reality, who just had a wonderful premiere and a live show. I missed the premiere because I was making coffee, but I'll go back and watch it. The Falcro is here as well. Brad Example, hello to you. I know Russ is lurking somewhere. I think I've got most of you. We are today taking a look at an amazing app, and just mind-boggling how good this is. This app has been out many years on PC and Mac, Pianoteq. It is an industry standard on desktop. Hello, Russ. Absolute industry standard. And I know a lot of people have been asking, now that we have these incredibly powerful iPads, these iPad Pros with M2 chips in them, when are we going to start getting all these desktop apps? Well, it has been happening, and it's going to continue to happen. Unfortunately, people are probably not going to be happy about the price of these things. It is what it is. But today I will show you 100% why this is worth every goddamn cent of the purchase. Now, I have to be transparent. Modartt, the developer of this app, sent me the stage version of this, so I have not had to pay for it, but I have paid for an instrument. I have bought an additional instrument, because how could I not? So let's jump in. And how do we start this? What I think we will do is I want to just briefly look at something on YouTube here. Oh, first what we'll do is, hang on, I'm jumping the gun. Let's do what we normally do with our price drops and stuff. So there's a few apps that GSI have released, a Model D6. I'm not sure if I'll be reviewing that. We've got this dub delay. Hopefully I'll be looking at that at some stage as well. So this is the beatcommunity.com. Make sure you head over to their website. There's a link in the description. This will give you updates on new desktop software, samples and expansions, and iOS stuff. Everything you're looking for you can find here. So even if you've got a PC, you'll find cheap prices for VST plugins and all of that there. Hello, Heather. All right, price drops on iOS. DM2 drum machine is 99 cents, down from $5. Drum Lab, $5.99 to $1.99. 4Pockets has a bunch of apps on sale. Audio Kit, so they've got Helium, Drum Surgeon, New Rack, Multitrack, Chameleon. Audio Kit has Retro Piano, Saga Synth, Cubasis 3 and 2 are on sale. If you've been looking at getting Cubasis, on iOS, now's the time. It's half price. It's totally worth your time. Digitalism, Velvet Machine, Blease, whole lot of really good apps are on sale right now. GSDSB have a sale on as well too. You can see Magic Delays down from 39 to 24. So lots of stuff on sale. But today we are looking at Pianoteq 8. If you are a pianist and you care about having the ultimate piano sound, this is your bag. Absolutely 100%. I'm going to be showing you comparisons today with things like Ravenscroft and Pure Piano, and it's astounding the difference. It is just utterly mind-blowing. It is free to download this app. You get, when you download it for free, you get you can demo all of the instruments for about 20 minutes, I do believe. So you can demo them. It's enough time to play around, even to save a project maybe. Sometimes the longer you play, some of the keys stop working because they do want you to pay for a license. Now, the pricing model for this is completely different than anything else. There's a few other apps that do this as well, like Tonex. So the models for payment, I'm going to start with the US prices. So I'll just pop over to, let's cover all the pricing and stuff first before we start playing with it. I'm going to pop over to my Mac over here. So this is the US pricing model on the App Store. Let me bring my mouse over here. So you can see here, there are 3 modes for this. So the first one is called Stage, Piano Stage. There it is there. It is $139. And what you get for that is a license from Modartt, from their website, and that means you can use, basically what you're paying for is the Mac version and the PC version. That's what you're paying for. You're getting the iOS version on top for free, just for having this. So once you pay for this Piano Stage at $139 US, you can now use it on a Mac, on a PC, and on iOS. Within the Piano Stage version, the license, you get to choose 2 instruments to own. Okay? Now, within that, there's a whole bunch of other instruments that come free as well, right? Once you have the Stage version, you can decide to update from Stage to Standard. And if you choose to update from Stage to Standard, it is an extra $129, and it unlocks heaps more options for your pianos and your instruments, and we'll go through that today. And it also gives you 1 more extra instrument. Okay, so that's what you're getting. Then the final upgrade is for Pro. So there is Pro, $129 more, and you update to the Max, the full version, and you get another instrument. So if you buy the initial entry level, you get 2 instruments. You upgrade to the middle one, you get 3 instruments. And if you just buy the standard Pro one or upgrade to it, or just buy it straight out, you get 4 instruments. That's the way it works. 139, 2 instruments, 129, more options and 3 instruments. The final one, 4 instruments, and it unlocks everything. Okay, now you can see here all the extra instruments are $49 each, and there's a heap of them. We'll go through them today. Hello, George, in the chat. So that's the basic price model. Let's jump over to their website to explain it a little further, just so you can see it and understand it a bit clearer. I'll come back over here to my iPad. Now these prices are in euros, I think. Am I right? I think so. So here is their website. This is what it looks like when you log into your account, right? So I'm logged in to the Modartt website, and this is my my page. This is where you can buy it. So you can see here for Stage 1, $139, right? And you get the 2 instruments. If you just bought Stage 2 by itself, it's $269, and if you just bought Stage 3 by itself, it's $399. Down below, we have the upgrade solution. So here's where you can update from standard to pro, from stage to pro, stage to standard, standard to pro, right? So they're the upgrade solutions. Now, I know you're looking at this one going, what the hell? You can buy the entire lot for $899. You'll get everything there. You'll get all the instruments and you'll be pro. Absolutely everything. Okay, sorry for my coughing today. It is what it is. I'm going to go over to my account. Here are my registered projects, products. So as you can see on my registered page here, this says that I have the stage version, and with it I chose the Steinway Model D and the Grotrian Concert Royal, and on top of it I bought the classical guitar. Okay, so I've got 3 instruments because I got 2 with my basic, stage license. And well, you know what, Scott? I've seen this lots. You know, for $899 come with a pianist. How much is a Steinway? And I know you're probably like, yeah, but that's a real Steinway and stuff. But when you hear these sounds, it's unbelievable what the modeling can do. It's mind-boggling. Totally I'm literally blown away. So. And as you can see here, I can buy extra instrument packs. If I click this link, I can choose extra instruments. So there's harps, there's harpsichords, more grand pianos, steel pans, there's vibes, xylophones. There's so many things. The physical modeling is just amazing in here. Now, you can buy these extra. You can do all this from within the app as well. You can purchase these from within the iOS app. But you are going to be given a license, so you will need to log in once you to set everything up and do the license and stuff. Hello, Thomas Gillane. Folks, I have to say this now. Thank you so much for Thomas Gillane. He's our featured artist today. Thomas has provided a bunch of his musical projects for me to show you how amazing this piano sounds, because we all know Thomas is a stunning pianist. So I'm really excited to use Thomas's music to show you how good this is. Hello, Joe Glenn as well in the chat. I'm sure Barry's not too far behind. There's Kim. Hello, Kim. Kim. All right. So you are given a license, yeah? So a normal license like you would get on a PC thing here. You've got upgrades, so I can click this little upgrades button. This allows me to upgrade from here. You can do all this from within the website or from iOS. Is there anything else I need to cover within here? I don't think so. I think I've got everything from here. Let's go out and look at the buy. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to products, instrument list. So here's our instrument list here. So you can see there's quite a lot of pianos, yeah, really just amazing stuff. And you do get a bunch of additional instruments. So see down the bottom here where it says free instruments. These come along when you get the stage version. And if you hit more details, here they all are. So you get a clav, you get a cymbalum, a harpsichord, 2 harpsichords. So you get all of these as well when you get to a bunch of really old pianos here as well too. These really old school pianos. These are all included, and you get these church bells and yeah, so you get these too, which is wicked for the standard license. Alrighty, shall we open a project and get into it? We've talked enough about the money. All right, we know it's expensive, but it's an investment. It really is an investment. Before we open it, the final thing I will talk about, let's talk about the size of this app. This is where it outshines everything on iOS, beyond a shadow of a doubt. So I'm going to go into my settings here, into my iPad storage. Just give it a second. As you can see, I've got a terabyte here that's, what have I got, 300 gig free at the moment. I got a lot of shit on here. It is what it is. Let's just wait for this to populate. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is show you. Let's load up Pure Piano. There you go. Pure Piano takes up, installed, 1.04 gig on your iOS device. And from other shows I've done, now I'm not shitting on Pure Piano or Ravenscroft or anything like this, but these apps in multiple instances take up a lot of processing power. So if you have an older iOS device, having 5 Pure Pianos running in a GarageBand project is going to cause you a lot of pain. It just is what it is. You know, these things suck down a lot of memory. Why? Because Pure Piano, Ravenscroft, nearly all the pianos that are available on iOS are sample-based. Every key has multiple samples to give you the velocities, yeah? So you've got, you know, you've probably got about however many samples for each key to give you all those velocities. And those samples take up room when you install them. So there's Pure Piano. If we look at Ravenscroft here, 860 meg, nearly a gig in memory taken up. If we look at Pure Piano, so there's Pure Piano 1.4, Pure Upright is 1.18 gig. Genuine Sounds, and I have all the pianos installed in that, 5.68 gig for all those amazing pianos that are found in the Genuine Sounds piano, which it sounds great as well. But let's take a look at Pianoteq. 53.4 megabytes. That's how much room this thing takes. Less than an EP, an 5 songs in MP3. 53 meg. And when you hear the sounds, you are utterly going to be like, how? How does this happen? And this is the difference between audio modeling and sample-based sounds. Sample-based sounds take up so much room because there are whole high-quality recordings. And audio modeling is just a different beast, similar to the Swam instruments. So, and the other beautiful thing, here's my iPhone SE2. Pianoteq runs on this. No problems. I had 8 instances running on this with no problems on an iPhone SE2. So you can imagine, and even an iPad Air, something old, will be able to run this really, really good. Yeah, because it just takes up no memory, and in the background it just does nothing. So let's open a project, something I made last night. And now, guys, remember, I'm not a pianist. You know, I'm terrible. But, you know, I continue to learn and try and get better, and every day I'm getting better and better and better. So for this, I'm using, for this project, Piano Motifs, because it's wonderful. It's a wonderful app. Hi, Kenny Cross. Welcome to the stream. So what I've got in here, we've got, we're using the classical warm guitar. We've got some strings. We've got, I'm running the Steinway D classical in here. I've got a bass track. I've got some drums. I've got another guitar over here to complement the first guitar. And we've got a saxophone. So shall we start off? I'll mute myself, and here's a project I made last night and say about, I think it was about 20 minutes. Let's do it. Really, really incredible stuff. It just, and by itself, you're going to be literally blown away by what we can do with this stuff. I'm going to clear out this project. Pretty sure I've saved it. We'll just make sure it's saved. Good. Done. Let's clear this and bring in. So what I'm going to do just to kick off, I've got some MIDI files we can import as well. Let's create an audio track and what are we looking for? Pianoteq. That would help. Okay, so when you open it for the first time, normally a little pop-up screen will come up for you. It didn't for me here. Let's see if I can get it happening in the main version, because it's important to see it. There we go. So this pops up unless you change and uncheck this. So it tells you what is Pianoteq, using Pianoteq, and unlocking the Pianoteq powers. So this is the first time you're using it. You'll notice it is running in demo mode. So when you download it for free, it will be in demo mode. You can purchase the stage license within the options panel. Pianoteq Stage will allow you to unlock 2 instruments of your choice, and then you'll be able to unlock additional instruments or unlock more powerful features with Standard or Pro. So it tells you all of that stuff as soon as you open up the app, which is really, really cool. I'm going to jump back out of the standalone version because, as I said, it runs as an AUV3 and it takes up absolutely stuff all DSP. We've got 1 sitting there at the moment. So the instruments that I have, the first thing you'll notice is, nice little picture of what you have. When you click on your presets, you get a list of recent presets. You can load your FXP file in here as well. We'll cover that later. These are all the instruments that I own. So I purchased the Steinway and the Grand Grotrian. All of these are part of that the additional free instruments, all these here. And the classical guitar I purchased. So the 20 minutes of free play you can access down here in this little section, which is demos, other demos. So you can see all these other instruments are in here for you to play around with. Across the top here, you have pretty much all your preset saving stuff. So you can rename presets, save presets, copy presets, paste presets, freeze presets, randomize presets, undo, redo, and you've got an A and B. Pretty standard stuff that you get in most instruments for saving presets. We'll go over to the options next before we start playing. When you click options, you are given these sections here. So you have complete control over your MIDI. You can assign you've got 4 pedals for this, so you can assign these to wherever you would like for your controllers, for MIDI mapping. You can change all the range. Everything's really easy to auto detect. Minimalistic, full featured. You've got heaps. It's so many options. It is ridiculous. Performance. If you've got a high-end iPad like I do with the M2, you can set your multi-call rendering, some CP overload detection. You can change the internal sample rate, polyphony, all that kind of stuff. General stuff, display tooltips if you need some help. Pretty standard stuff in here. You can reset your MIDI. You've got a MIDI player in here, so you can import MIDI files. Even in the AUV3, you can import MIDI files. Here's where you can purchase instruments. So what you'd also get is you get a 20-minute trial of each of the Standard and the Pro. So you can see here, it's a little bit more expensive for me because I'm in Australia and our dollar is worth crap. So for me to update, it's $200 and $200. So $400 dues for me to update. But you do get a 20-minute trial, and we'll be using one of these today to show you the Pro. I'll be using this one here to show you everything, and I'm going to keep the Standard in case we need to do another show or I want to use it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'd like to own all of it, but who's got all that kind of money laying around, So as you can see here, I own 3 instruments. They're all authorized. But from here as well, you can purchase other instruments. In Australia, I'm looking at $69 an instrument. You can hide the presets if you don't want to look at them because they're too tempting, which is something I've considered. Hi, Audible Video as well. Or you can purchase from here too. So you can click on this and you can purchase from within the app, right? I'm not going to do that because I don't have that money sitting here. But what happens when you purchase it through your iPad, then you would jump over to, I'll show you how to do this. Then you would jump, and just say you've got it on your Mac. If you purchase another instrument, then you would jump over to your Mac, go over to your user area, right? And then you would refresh. I forget where to do it now. You go in and you refresh your license. You can actually, and you refresh your license, and then your instrument will appear on your Mac as well. So same way, the other way around. If you purchase something on your desktop, then you would come in here and you would hit Restore Purchases. See up the top here? And that will add your instrument that you've purchased on your desktop or your Mac, and that will add it in here to your iOS device. So yes, I've got 3 of these. And if we go all the way to the bottom, you can see here are your free instruments that you get. And all these get updated all the time because this is essentially a desktop, VST. So when it gets updated over on the Mac, or if they, fix up some things, there's an update, it will get updated here. It's virtually a one-to-one mirror of your desktop versions. I'm not going to click on the About section in this demo because it has my home address on it, and none of you need to know that, do you? No. All right. So here's our piano. And I don't have it connected yet, so let's just connect. We'll connect this as well. And just to start, the velocity on this, I am going to touch as light as I possibly can. Just mind-blowing. Now I have my pedal connected, my sustain pedal, and you can see that moving as I'm clicking it on and off. And unfortunately, this is I don't think I can, it's a cheap pedal. So with a better pedal, you can actually see when the pedal goes down. With an analog pedal, you can control the level of pedal and really control the sustain. And if I turn it up, you can actually hear, let me turn up the volume really loud. You can hear when I hold the pedal down. It's fucking amazing. Because everything's audio, everything's modeled, it's just mind-blowing that the realism. And the other thing I wanted to touch on too is the way I watched a video last night. I'm not going to, of course, put you through the video I watched, but I just for a second want to show you a bit of it. Here it is here. This is this channel, and I really should subscribe to this dude because he's really cool. Nick Leonard is his channel. And he goes into videos explaining how the insides of pianos work and how that works comparatively to Pianoteq.
From ringing out, and so you're going to have a dead note.
This is the inside
for a brief second
of a piano.
So
this is
the
how
hammer
it works.
has to bounce off the string and then rest at a good position. This piece here is the back check. That keeps the hammer from moving too far back off the string. This whole contraption is called the whip-in, and it looks different on a grand piano, but it lifts up, and you can see this jack moves out of the way. That is...
So why am I showing you this? You're probably like, get on with it, because this stuff's really important, because you can go in and change everything, all of the way these the mechanics work of the piano. So you've got your felt here on the end of the hammer, and you can actually go in with Pianoteq and rough up the felt to create a darker tone. It is just mind-boggling how much is in this, and you can change the length of the strings because the hammer hits the strings of a piano, and depending on the width of the strings, the length of the hammer, there's so many different variables of the mechanics of a piano. In uprights, they're much longer compared to something like a Steinway. So, you know, they're just, it's really fascinating to go and watch some of this stuff to understand how a piano works. Yes, and you can go in, as Audible says here, and you can alter each note. There's so much stuff. It is, and here's the other thing too. And this guy, Nick, in this video states very clearly, a lot of the time, nobody would ever do this on a real piano. So, but being able to is really fun. So let's have a look. If you scroll up, you can see the additional options here. So we've got our velocity curve. Now, what's really interesting about the velocity curve here, you can go in and draw in marks, and say you've got a piano that's, oops, where did my piano go? I've lost sound. That's probably because you have stolen sound. No? There we go. So you can change the velocity curve depending on, you know, your piano. It depends on the keys of the controller you're using. You can do all of that. And it has this really interesting, if I double click, hi Gregory as well. Did I say that already? You have this calibration here. So you can calibrate your entire keyboard to this. And what it does is it tells you to start, and it runs through the process of hitting a key really softly to hitting a key really hard to clicking to hitting a bunch of keys together. And it tries to draw like a configuration for the velocity to compensate for whatever external keyboard you are using. This is next level shit. Yeah, I did it last night and totally botched it, so I'm not going to do it today. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. And you can reset that at any time. Plus, in here, you have a whole bunch of crazy options like resetting the curves, MIDI keyboard assistant. You can go in and do a note velocity map, on and off, sustain pedal map, aftertouch mapping. It is just bonkers. All the stuff you can do. You've got presets, a slow keyboard. And reset that at any time. If we hit the arrows here, this will go through our note off, our pedal, so we can change the way our pedal works. Give this piano a bit more volume. So all of this fun stuff, let me fix that. The aftertouch, velocity, so you've got all of that in there as well. We have microphones here too, so you can change. Let's just, while we're sitting here, and I don't have to poison your ears with my gaudy piano playing, let's just load up a piano motif and let that do its thing. So we'll do an output to Pianoteq. If you haven't seen piano motifs, it's just a sensational app. So you can go in here and you can change the microphones. Oops, let me keep that motif going. I didn't set it to. Okay. So you can change the microphones here. You've got a binaural microphone. A stereophonic microphone. and a mono. But when you pay for the higher tier, you can actually move the microphones around, which we'll cover. You can change the tuning as well. You can set whatever you like here, which is just amazing stuff. The volume of the piano, of course. You can change the dynamics. So when you pull down, the dynamics of the piano gets louder. You can reset at any time by double clicking, and you're given a menu here. And when you double tap on any of these, like the volume, you can assign any of these things to a MIDI event, which is just sick. We've got 4 pedals, assignable pedals down here as well. Actions. We can mute the piano. We've got key release noises and pedal noises. You can turn up that pedal noise. So if we pause this, can you hear that? So if you really want to go for that authentic, like you've got microphones actually over the piano, you can control the level of the key release notes. And you can turn up that pedal noise as well if you want to. So you can really customize this. Again, double click to reset back to how you had it. Oops. You can bring that back. So there's our actions. Let's hit play again. Within here, you do get some options for changing the way the mallet bounces on the strings. So if I turn this on and sync this, got it on now. So you can go in and change all of this, but we'll cover this later on when we get, let's just reset all this stuff. I hate messing with the already nice sound because I don't know what I'm doing. There we go, reset, all good. So we have an equalizer in here too with lots of presets. We click on here, lots of presets, and you can change to whatever you like. So you can create your own EQ. You've got vintage EQ here. And you can flick through these. You have note effects, so you can actually go in here and shape the way the notes are modulated. Change the phase, the rate, onset, tremolo you can add as well. You can change the attack envelope. So create things like a pad or whatever you like. I'm just going to go back to how we had it. Plus you have a whole bunch of effects in here too. There's delay. If we click on here, we've got tremolo, wah, chorus, flanger, phase, fuzz, delay, amp, compressor, and an EQ. So there's plenty of stuff in here. What I really love about the reverb, as you move through the reverbs down here, the background changes to whatever we have. So this is a church. The Taj Mahal. An elevator. So you got spring reverbs, a small radio speaker. There's so much in here, it's ridiculous. You've got an overall gain for these effects too. And each of these effects have all their own presets, so you're not going to get lost. I love the old next door sound EQ to give you that sound like somebody's playing piano loud through the wall. I know Thomas Scalane loves that one as well. It's one of the favourite ones that Ravenscroft had. So many ways to customize this stuff. And if you want to turn these on and off while you're performing, you've got easy access here. So you can turn off all those effects nice and quickly from down here. The other thing you've probably noticed, which I love, is as it's playing, we're given our chords down here. Really handy for someone like me who's still learning chords. I can play a chord and it comes up down the bottom of actually what it is. Nice. I just like little things like that. So I'm just going to reset this and come back, because this is one of the funnest things on here. This is you can change the condition of the piano as well. So down here we have mint condition, and you notice as we drag this along, watch the image of the piano so the keys get more filthy as we go along. So as we go back up, the strings the keys get nice and white, and as we go along, things start to change. So you can model this piano to be an old, beat up Steinway that's been mistreated, left in the garden. And the piano strings start to reflect that. You can even hear the rattle of the piano dying. So we also have a MIDI kill. If anything goes wrong and we get any stuck notes, we can kill that off here like that. Reset. All good. We can remove the keyboard if we want. But let's go through. We'll come back and go through some sounds. What I want to do next is do some comparisons just with the initial piano and a couple of other apps, and then we'll come back and go through all the sounds and the pro version, yeah? So we're just going to leave this for now, jump over to GarageBand. It works wonderfully in GarageBand, just so you know. Not a problem. Hello, Rich New Design. And what I'm going to do is open up, firstly, one of Thomas's older projects, older songs. I'm going to duplicate, actually, I'm not going to duplicate that. We'll delete this. I'm going to bring in a copy of Pure Piano. And let's do some comparisons, shall we? Where are we? We want Pure Piano. So we've got a copy of Pure Piano in here now. And we'll bring this up the top. Awesome. And I'm going to copy this piano performance. So this is a song by Thomas Christ that he released a fair while ago called The Waltz of the Madman. It's an awesome song. And this is the original mix that Thomas, this is the master of Thomas's song. Yeah, this is the one that's released on the App Store, on all the streaming services. And he used Ravenscroft for this. So let's have a listen to some track. So I'm going to jump between Pianoteq, Ravenscroft, and Pure Piano. This is Pianoteq now. Where it shines between the two, you probably couldn't hear it. You probably can. I hope you can. The subtlety of the playing in here. Now, Thomas plays piano, really, he's really good. He knows how to use velocity. And the difference between here is the actual velocities matter. They actually have impact when it's played through the Pianoteq. You can hear when he's playing soft, and when it builds up and gets loud, it really does. It has the impact. Where the Ravenscroft and the Pure Piano one, they just lack it. It's like they're dead. There's velocity there, but it just isn't, the dynamics just aren't as beautiful. I'm going to play the whole song through, just because I can. So we're going to go a little bit longer than normal today.
On a breezy evening, you beckon me in need of saving. You don't know how to dance, and you'd like to learn from me. I'll show you the ropes. Just follow my footsteps. You'll be fine, I swear. I just hope that your spine can bend like mine. Like mine. And it goes like da-dee-da. Dancing I see a flaw. Your sanity's holding you back. Every sane man has an itch in their skull. Have I all even scratched out or feel what they might be cool? They might be cool. But the truth will set you free if you dance with me. You'll see the angels break chains and whip at their wings when in pain. For light they set course with acid-filled lungs and barbed wire vocal cords. What you'll only see when you dance with me.
Massive difference between the two. Absolutely, just no comparison. So let's jump back out of here, and we'll run through some instruments. We'll come back to a couple of Thomas's other tracks soon, because I want to cover the guitar as well, because the guitar is really important in here. So let's just hit play over here. I'm going to refresh this motif. So within each of the sounds, you get options, yeah? So there are presets within the pianos. So if I go through these, and this particular one I mentioned earlier about the felt being changed, roughed up. So this is a different felt, which gives you that felt piano sound, that more dark tone. So within this preset too, we have a bass split with a piano, because you can split and layer instruments in this as well. So this is the Grand New York. There's also a Grand Hamburg in here. And look at all these presets. If we go over to like a honky tonk, massive difference. Different microphone settings. So here's one of our worn out sounds, slightly bad condition. So this is the other one I purchased, the Grand Grotrian. It's just mind-blowing. And again, you can go in and change these however you want. Add your different effects, delays. You can go in and add a delay in here. You can sync the delays to your BPM. Yeah, I already covered that, Thomas. like that. That's your old Nana's piano that's been left out the backyard. So we have this, these are the ones that are provided for free, that once you get the pack. Then we have this Playel. We've got this CP80, and you can clearly hear the difference. Then we've got some church bells. Tubular bells. But let's talk about the guitar. This is the guitar. So I purchased this, and man, listen to this thing. You can even hear the fingers moving up the strings. Let's stop that. If I drag my finger over here, this is really cool as well. You can see. And the amount of of stuff you can do to this guitar over here, while we're in our guitar section, you can change the tuning. So you can go in here and change the tuning to open G and drop D. We can go over here to drop D and you can, let's put our tuning back. So you've got standard, all your tuning options over here. You can change the body. So you can have a semi-hollow body or a solid body. It's just fucking out there. You can change the key switches to sliding palm mutes. So you can put on palm mutes. You can, I mean, it's just ridiculous the things you can add. Slides. Let's hit play. And with our pedals here, we can mute the strings. We've got harmonics in there as well. We've got a sustain, normal sustain. You'll even hear fingers slide up to the next note. We can change to tapping, legato on and off. I mean, it's so beautiful. You've got advanced settings here, so you can change the size of the keyboard as well. But wait, there's more, because there's many more guitars in here. You've got an arpeggio guitar. This guitar a la piano. Classical guitar. Listen to this thing. What the hell? $12-string. Even an electric guitar. Electric jazz. We got some, so here you can hear we've got a kind of pad on here. Micro-tuned. It's just sick. All right, so we are at another one of our instruments that comes free with it. So this is the cymbalum. A detuned one. Hi, Lynn. We played your track on the show yesterday, Lynn. You were our featured artist yesterday. We've got a clav. And again, you can see this one's in a different tuning. So 415. I mean, now a 392 tuning. Harpsichord. All these different tunings. And then we have a whole bunch of historical pianos here as well. And you can flick as well between pianos. So it's a J.E. Schmidt. Okay, so now we're heading into demo territory. We also have this morphing layers thing here. We'll cover morphing soon. Where are we? 7 past. Cool. So these are your demo instruments, and you can play these for a very short period of time. Some of the keys will stop working here and there, but you get an idea. And again, all of these, when you hover over them, they all have all these presets. So you know we're talking about some pretty beautiful stuff in here. Let's quickly go through these. So we'll change up this piano motif again. Here we go. And this is the Steinway B. So this is a Bechstein. And you'll see you get this little message here for the demos. Currently requires the instrument pack. It's running in demo mode. Some keys are disabled and will go silent after a while. So they all have their felts and all that kind of stuff. Oh God, come on, dude. I'm going to jump ahead to our, let's jump ahead to our steel drums. Yes, there's even steel drums in here. These things sound fucking amazing. We've got a space drum. Steel pans. A hand pan, sorry. A tank drum. Harpsichord. And these harps are just insane. Hey, Metalhead Hippie. So you can do this thing, I think. If we jump over to the next one. So notice I have these pedals down, right? Now if I click down this pedal, I think, which one is it? Right? And I hold down 2 piano keys. Watch this. It It's just bonkers. So good. So good. So we've got a few harpsichords in here. God, listen to this poor old beat up thing. Again, all these are running in demo mode because I don't own them. They're all, what, $49 US each for each one of these instruments. So what I'm going to do now is let's go back here. So I'm not going to go through every one of these. You'll probably get absolutely, but there's so much in here. We've got these up. We've got an upright as well. We should cover this because this upright is just beautiful. You've got a Yamaha Grand in here as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is head over to our options and let's do it. So you can, as I said, you can try the next upgrade for 20 minutes or you can go the whole Pro. And the difference is with the the next upgrade, you get model tweaking, morphing, layers, advanced tuning, full details there. Or we can go Pro and get note per note edition plus all of the stuff that's in here, yeah? So let's hit this and try this for 20 minutes, shall we? We're going up to the $300, $400 mark. So we'll start the trial. And the problem is with this, though, all of the things that I own, I will no longer have access to. You will see this now when I go to my instruments. all the things I own are no longer here. So because we're running in a total demo mode, which is unfortunate, but let's load up what I can. So we'll load this one up. Hang on, we'll go to and what you'll see has been added to this is up the top here we have new note and morph layers, and we can go in here now and we can actually mess with the individual notes of this piano. We can change the attack envelope by drawing stuff in. So we can take different parts of the piano and change the attack on them. Just will reset that. We can change the bounce envelope of these. We can do a randomization. We can smooth things out. We've got rescaling. We can detune parts of the piano as well. So we can slightly detune things or go crazy. So, and why, you're probably thinking, why would you want to detune the piano? Well, in some instances and some pianos, over time when they're tuned, from one end of the piano to the other end of the piano, the strings can get so worn, and same with the hammers, the mallets and everything, that from one end to the other, there will be a difference. Let me grab my other piano over here. From one end to the other. So in here, you can actually go in here and change, slightly detune to change that tuning. Or, I mean, just even for stylistic things. So you can do all that as well. It's just madness, all the things you can do. And look at all these options that are opened up to you for all these individual notes. For each, you can change the stretch points. So here we can change now. From what I've seen, I watched another video on this. You can go in and change the hammer heart of the piano, mezzo and forte, and this changes the darkness of the piano. It depends on how you change these. You can change the darkness to a bright piano, so you can do all of this stuff. It is just ridiculous. So I said this at the beginning of the show. Is your average person going to need this? Probably not, right? For you know, all up for all of this stuff, you're probably not going to need a lot of this stuff. You can even change the string length of notes. So within the actual piano, you're remodeling the string length that is being hit. It is just lunacy. And then you've got stuff like, you know, your volume, dynamics, vibrato, the dampening noise, the mute. You can choose a certain section of the piano that you want to be mute strings, like. So you can do all of this stuff. It's just ridiculous. You can change the drawing style if you want. It's completely out there. The other options you do get with this are the morph layers. So you can go in here and change morphing. We can add up to 3 different pianos in here. So you could go in and choose church bells. We could add another morphed parameter, so you can change the parameters. Now you can change the levels of these. Hello, Indy and Johnny. You can add another ingredient if you want. You could go in here and add a Steinway piano. Yeah. Even though it's in demo mode. Change the levels of them. You've got editing over here. Yes, we know I'm in demo mode, so you can save all of these. It is just crazy, crazy stuff. Yes, I know. I know we're in demo mode. You don't have to keep telling me. Within the morphing as well, if I close this out, we can clear this, clear out the morphing, and you can choose layers here as well for layering instruments up as well. Just bonkers. Let's jump over here to, we'll clear this. The microphones. Because now that we have microphones, you'll notice there's another little button that's been added here. And this is, just let me choose a decent Steinway. Hit play. So you can go in now with this and move your microphones around the piano. So you've got this top view of your mics and your side view. So you could create a total wide room. It's lunacy. You can choose different mics. So you've got all these microphones to choose from as well. It's just bonkers. And then you can go in here and change settings like your outputs. So the output level of each mic, you can set binaural, the stereo width of the mics, the speed that they're inputting, the direction. So you can turn the mics around. It's ridiculous. This is the difference between sampling, using samples, and modeling. Modeling is just... It's a bit hard to get used to the 3D environment. And even when you click on these, you can change the X, Y. Spoken like not a musician, hippie. Well, I'll tell you who would use this. Pianists, Jeff. I don't know. What do you say? Go out and buy a Steinway for however many $1,000 or $400 for the ultimate in piano sounds, being able to be played on a controller. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's a thing of art, and people using iOS have been begging and begging and begging, saying, you know, when are we going to get something for iOS that is outstanding? And this is the standard. This is the standard. This is what is the standard on desktop and Mac, and now it's available here on iOS, and it takes up 60 megabytes. It's just unbelievable. Is it expensive? Of course. But what isn't if you're investing in a tool to make music? People go out and buy... There are idiots out there who go buy $5,000 guitars, and they could get the same sound out of a guitar worth $300 if they actually took it to a luthier, you know. This has so much value. I've seen so many people complain about the price of it already and gone, you know, why would I spend that much money? Well, if you have to ask yourself that, then this isn't for you. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? But I know Thomas Gillane, who's here, he's got it straight away. I know Cy Effin got it because Cy's a classical pianist. And the sound quality is just absolutely superior. So these are some of the extra options that you get for this extended pack. Can I afford it? I absolutely can't afford it. And I can't play piano. But I absolutely know this is it's mind-blowing how beautiful this is, and the sounds are just incredible. So you can see here, I can stop this now. I'm going to stop it. So now we're out of the demo mode and I'm back to my my version. So you can try the demo mode for say 10 minutes and then turn it off and then come back to it if you want as well. So that's pretty cool that you do get a bit of a trial mode. I'm going to keep my little trial modes because I'm a scab in case I want to use it to record some shit, you know. I don't want to waste it all sitting here in a demo until I have the money to be able to afford the... Because I will upgrade. I will go for the standard one when I have the money. And I will purchase a few more instruments, like probably about 3 more. I'll definitely go the upright, this upright piano. It's really nice. What else? Probably a xylophone or probably a harp and the drums. That's probably what I go for. The drums and the harp and the upright piano. That would do me fine. You know, but that's something we'll have to save up for. Save up the biggies over a time. And that's the thing. You can build these up over time. All right. What are we? 9:25. I think we've covered everything in here. It is just... Jade's Pianoteq fund. There's other things that come before that, but yeah. What we're going to do now is play some stuff that Thomas Gillane has made with it. Now, I do know we're going to end today with Thomas Gillane's new single. Let me get my shit together. Where's that? It's this one. We'll play this one last. But let's open up GarageBand. And I've got these projects in here. Where are they? Let me find them. They're in my, I think they're in, oh God, they're in my files app. I do believe. Let's play this one. So Thomas Gillane was kind enough. Oh, one last thing I want to do. Let's open up a standalone version of this, lastly. You can import MIDI files in here as well. And hit play. So you can see we've got a MIDI file up here. You can record MIDI in here as well too. So this is the demo you get with it. And you can go over here and hit load and you can actually load in any MIDI file you want. So what do we load in? This, we'll load in this. And we can change this over to a guitar. Oh man, how nice is this guitar? Fuck me. So there's that. You can save MIDI files in here, export MIDI files. You can export audio. So if you've recorded some MIDI directly into this, you can export it as an audio file, all that kind of stuff. Let's jump over to Thomas's song. Enough of that. Let's load this up. So Thomas was kind enough to send me this, and we're using the upright piano for this project that Thomas has sent me. Kick back, have a listen. just going to finish it off by changing pianos because we're losing a couple of notes because I've only on the demo version. Let's go over to this Steinway and continue. Just sick. See you later, Jeff. Just wicked stuff. It's just phenomenal. Thomas is an amazing player as well, too, isn't he? What an amazing player. Before we go, last couple of things we'll do here. This was the first demo I made using this. Let's just have a quick play, and then we'll finish off with Thomas's track on YouTube. Let's go. Let's bring everything in slowly, or relatively slowly. So there it is. That's Pianoteq 8. It is absolutely incredible. It's expensive, but definitely something that if you, I mean, you know, everything's an investment. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I think, you know, is worth the money if you saved up and added this to your collection and just even got the stage version with a couple of nice pianos. It would be a go-to all the time. You're guaranteed, especially on iOS too, with the amount of people with different iPads that have different amounts of RAM and different memory. This is a great solution for that too, and it's far superior sounding than everything else. It's definitely something to save up for to have a really beautiful sound, in my opinion. What do you think? Leave comments down below. If you're watching on the replay as well, thank you. Thanks for being here today in the live stream. We've gone a little bit over time because there's a lot in there to cover. And it just is wonderful. And I know there's going to be people crying and really getting angry about this. And if it does anger you that much, go and play a video game. Relax. Obviously, you don't need it, so why bother? There's plenty of other alternatives that sound great as well. Not taking anything away from the other apps that are available like Ravenscroft and Genuine Sounds Piano and Pure. They all sound fantastic as well. But this is just that next level. It absolutely is next level. We're going to go out today by playing Thomas Galane's new song that he just dropped yesterday on YouTube, and made using Pianoteq 8, obviously. So let me cue this shit up for you, and we'll get out of here. Tomorrow we are taking a look at the brand new Bram Boss app, which is called Hilda. It's a complex oscillator synth. It's very fascinating and very, very cool. So we'll be taking a look at that tomorrow. And more news on what's happening for the end of the week tomorrow, yeah? Alrighty, let's do this. This is Thomas Galane. We'll come back over here. Boom. And bring in this track. Laissez Fier. Oh, yeah, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. Let's play this. Remember, folks, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. And I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Thomas Galane.
'cause you make me shine better, and we'll all rise together.
We've got Pete Johns coming up next in about 20 minutes.
Make me shine
He's back with
better.
Garage Band Weekly. The auto dump is set. See you later.
When the night is cold and lonely, we all shine together.